everyone.
Hello.
And welcome to Kirsty and Bryony's Comfort Zone.
I am Kirsty.
And I am Bryony, and we are diving into the world of dreams, but not our own dreams today, because we are very blessed to have a lovely guest. Welcome, Ravs.
Hello. How we doing?
Hello. We're doing good. How are you?
Good.
I'm good. I'm not long out of the realm of sleep, actually. So it's perfect for this
same,
podcast.
Honestly.
You've gone very method.
Yeah, I got that just woke up voice, you know.
Yeah,
it's
that's
great.
me every episode. You're fine.
Hell yeah.
Well, we've actually recorded episodes of this in bed before.
It's true,
so
actually.
Wow, I love that.
Yes.
I wish I could podcast in bed.
We should be like, you might be too young to remember it, but do you remember The Big Breakfast with Vanessa Feltz, where she used to interview people in bed? We should do that when we have guests on. Just have a big bed, snuggle in with them.
We have to wear stripy pajamas, though.
Yeah.
With a little hat.
And a little hat, yeah.
Yeah,
With
the
a little
nightcaps, the wee
candle.
willy winky nightcaps.
Hell yeah. Wee willy winky. Just getting bullied on here already.
I can't believe this.
So, you brought a dream to us today, am I right in saying? We'll go into that a bit later, but it's from 2022.
Yes, so back when you guys started this podcast, Kirsty and you both asked me to do the podcast. And I was like, okay, I'll write down a dream as soon as I have one. And I had a dream in 2022 that was very vivid and very weird. And I was like, this will be perfect. And then, I sat there by the window waiting and waiting as
the rain
seasons
pouring
changed,
down.
with the rain pouring down. And the invite never came.
When will my podcast return from the wall?
Well, exactly. Somewhere
My
beyond
podcast
the
went out
sea.
for cigarettes.
My podcast was waiting for me.
But other than this dream, do you dream very often?
I sometimes I go through periods where I don't dream at all, and then I'll go through a period where I mega dream.
Yeah.
But they're always really vivid and weird. I've had a bunch where I wake up and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I said that to someone, and then I'm like, oh wait a minute, I was in my bed, so I get some like that. Then I get some weird ones that are got zombies and dragons in them, which are just weird.
That's
but
cool.
I kind of dig them.
Yeah, I love that.
Do you ever get it the other way around, where you've been annoyed at someone else for something they said and then realised it's a dream?
I don't think so.
Really?
Because I've
so,
had
no.
before
I have.
where I've been really grumpy at someone, and then I suddenly think why? I'm like, oh, hang on, it's because they, I don't know, slapped me in front of my elephant. Wait, this was a dream. Okay, I get it.
No, I haven't really had that.
I often have arguments with people, well, not often, but when I do get stuff like that, it's because I've just had an argument with someone in a dream. Then I'll wake up and be like, nope, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I feel like being mad at someone for something that happened in the dream. Obviously, you're not real mad, but it's probably been the cause of many arguments in the
I know
world.
people do get real mad. I've read so many Reddit posts where people are like, I had a dream my boyfriend cheated on me and now I'm not talking to him and he's being suspicious. And it's like, that's not a basis for this assumption.
Yeah.
But most of the time, it's just confusion when you wake up and it's like,
oh, for sure.
What happened? Oh,
Yeah. I mean, I've been having such big dreams recently, and I wake up and I feel like, oh my gosh, I've not rested. I've just been out on an adventure, and then I can't remember any of it. So it was all pointless anyway.
I still remember 2 dreams from when I was 5 years old as well, which is crazy.
Oh yes, I was going to ask this because
Yeah.
we've talked about dreams from childhood before
Mhm.
with guests as well. So have at it.
Yeah.
I have 2 very vivid memories. They were nightmares from when I was 5 years old.
Uh-huh.
My parents' bed, I used to sleep in with my parents sometimes because I was a big baby and scared of the dark. And my parents' bed had how do you describe it? Bed posts, but that go all the way up, so you could have a curtain around it and shit like that.
A 4-poster bed?
Four poster bed, yeah.
Oh.
And I was sleeping in it, and this is the only way I can describe it. Dog heads started coming out of the wood and barking at me, surrounding me around all
my
4 corners of the
gosh.
dog post, and they were barking and getting up in my face, and then I got up out of bed, like sprinted into my old living room, and I was in this place since I was from like 1 year old to 5. You know, that's how long I lived there. I ran out, and then the Hoover came alive. It kind of looked like the Teletubbies Hoover, except it turned into a snake and started chasing me, but making the Hoover sound as well.
Oh my
so
god!
I was scared of my Hoover, and I was scared of those bedposts, and it kind of made me scared of dogs for a long time. And I remember like cowering on my couch. I still remember the couch. like this is the worst.
Oh my god!
Yeah, but that's my childhood trauma dream.
They often have animals in them. They always have animals. These childhood trauma dreams.
That's weird.
Like, was it Chris Yule's had dinosaurs? I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
And mine had a polar bear, which turned into a garden gnome.
A polar bear that turned into a garden gnome?
Yeah, it was chasing me in my old house that I lived in until I was 7. And it went through, like, we had like a playroom. It was basically like a conservatory that we turned into a toy room.
Okay.
And it chased me through that into the garden. And this big polar bear like squeezed its way through the door. And then just as I was like, you know, the classic turn around, stumble, crawl backwards sort of thing, looking at scary polar bear, it just turned into a giant garden gnome and like toppled to the side. And I was like, whoo, guess I'm fine.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
My one that sticks with me is it doesn't have animals in. I was in a factory, sort of like, you know, the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory thing where they were like, we'll give you a tour. And then just as I was about to leave, they were like, one more thing. And they put me on a treadmill, and this floating piece of flesh chased me on the treadmill, and I couldn't get away from it. And it was just hovering behind my head, like 2 feet away.
Oh my God.
And I was just trying to run away and get out the door. Why I didn't just get off the treadmill and run away, I don't know.
Oh my God.
But yeah, mine's just that little...
Did you, like, was there a treadmill in your house or something? Or...
No.
Because, like, I, as a kid, I don't even know if I'd have really known what a treadmill was, honestly, like thinking about it, like having, I don't know when I would have ever seen.
As a child, I would have had no concept of what that is at all. Like, you know, it's like
thinking
foreign object to a child.
Well, I guess like...
Unless you see someone use one.
Yeah.
It didn't have the... I guess it was more of a conveyor belt than a treadmill. It was just the bottom part. And I was just running along in it. So I guess maybe I'd seen like...
Yeah, I suppose in cartoons or...
Wait,
factories.
I mean, there was that episode of Dexter or something, Dexter's Lab, right, where he's like running down the endless hallway. And that gave me like nightmares. So that could have been something like that.
God, Dexter was great. I love Dexter, but Courage the Cowardly Dog is the one that gave me nightmares.
Oh my God, that show was terrifying.
Return the Slab.
Return the Slab. Like, I could have cried.
That messed me up. I probably did cry. I still watch it back. I'm like, oh.
You go first.
People say that episode of Pingu where he has a nightmare about the giant seal. I think a lot of people have that as their like childhood trauma TV episode.
I love seals. They're
it's
so
like
cute.
A big scary
leopard seal. You know what messed me up, and most people are going to disagree with me? The clangers. Do you guys remember the clangers?
I love the clangers.
No, they scared me so much.
I never watched the clangers, but Bryony's an expert.
It would be on like after my bedtime, so it felt like late night TV. And you know how it was like on that planet, and it had like the airy sounds and stuff.
Yeah.
And just how everyone was like, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. I was like, what am I watching? And then the dragon that was in it, and he ate peas soup. The soup dragon. Yeah, he terrified me. I know he just made soup, but like something about that show, I felt like I was watching like a haunted videotape, you know?
I had that with the Magic Roundabout.
That show was creepy too.
Yeah. And the problem with the Magic Roundabout is that when you couldn't sleep at night, and you were awake at 3 a.m. as a child, I had a telly in my room and I would turn it on and it would be the Magic Roundabout. And it was just like a fever dream watching this show at 3 a.m. as an infant. Like,
I thought you were going to say,
what is going on?
You'd be like lying in bed at night, all is silent, and then you just start to hear...
Oh, no, not the jingle.
You're like, they're coming.
I also watched an episode of Rugrats, the one where Chucky eats the watermelon seeds and then a watermelon starts growing inside him.
Oh God,
that terrified me for life. I was like, as a kid, so scared to eat fruit because I thought that things were going to grow inside me.
Honestly,
I was
Rugrats
told
was
that was
pretty
gonna happen with
terrifying anyway.
apples.
Yeah, I was told anything with seeds.
Just imagine like a alien style apple tree bursting out of your stomach.
You should have run out of
God.
apples.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, this isn't particularly dream related, but just childhood weird trauma related. I remember when I was 5 years old, my parents told me I was going to get baptized and join God's family. And I thought that meant that I was going to die. I thought that meant I was going to leave like my family house and go live with God because I was joining God's family.
Oh my God.
So I remember like crying in the kitchen. Like, I don't want to join God's family. I don't want to die. So I feel like I probably have like have had some weird religious dreams in my life.
Yeah, probably. To be honest, a lot of dreams I think are just founded on childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's like you say with the dinosaurs. I guess because we grew up with things like bloomin' Fantasia and Jurassic Park. I guess dinosaurs became like that childhood symbol of scary stuff. So I guess it is just whatever your brain translates childhood trauma into. Is just like, just use this as a shorthand for terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Like I imagine for a lot of people, it's probably bloomin' Iggle Piggle and In the Night Garden is going to be there.
Oh God,
I mean, it
that's
wouldn't
so
bloody
scary as
surprise me.
well.
That's scary.
And the Night Garden's messed up.
It is.
No, but it's kind of had the opposite effect on me. Like I'm atheist, agnostic, whatever. Like I'm not religious, but like I always find in like fantasy worlds and stuff like that, like a religious character, like a cleric or a paladin. I find that stuff so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm actually like not scared of God's family anymore, even though I don't really
good.
believe in it.
That's good. But like, with like the four posts to bed and stuff, I've said this before, like on the podcast.
I still remember it so vividly, and I was 5.
I had a similar thing, and people have heard this before from me, but my parents had a cupboard in their room, and in the original Resident Evil, there was a save room that had a cupboard in it. And I'm sure it was a save room. And you went to use the typewriter and a zombie would bust out of the cupboard. And the door looked really similar to this cupboard in my parents' room. And I must have dreamt about it as well at some point. But I forevermore, until we moved out, I was terrified of a zombie coming out of that door.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
I got that with when I watched Ghostbusters, and there's a scene where she opens the fridge and it's like the portal to hell or whatever.
God.
Yeah.
And for ages, I just refused to open the fridge door. I'd be like, can someone get me the juice, please? And they're like, it's right there. And I'm like, yes, but I don't want to go to hell. Thank you. I will sacrifice my sibling to the death door. Thank you.
It's like me, if I was in bed with my parents, I'd be like, I'm not going on that side of the bed because that's where the zombie door is.
She says she does that to her parents. She did that to me when we stayed in a haunted hotel together.
That's true.
She immediately got on the safe side.
Oh my God.
Like,
I'm not on the door side.
To the ghost.
You
are. I've remembered two more like weird dream things from being a child.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I remember I moved to my new house, so away from the creepy bedpost one. I was at the new place where my parents live currently, and one was when I was younger. We had this like weird art piece in the wall. It was like, I can only describe it as like watercolor sunset dolphins like jumping through the ocean.
Oh yeah.
I remember staring at the painting, and the dolphins started moving, like diving in the ocean, and that like seeing a moving painting scared the hell out of me. So obviously I ran in to see my dad because I was terrified. And have you guys ever seen the old Tekken King?
Yeah.
Like a very muscly man, but with a cheetah's head.
Yeah.
That is what I saw my dad as. I went in and my dad had a cheetah's head, and he like roared and bared his lion teeth, and then I was like, what the fuck? And I just ran. I remember running and jumping back into my bed, and just like, yeah, that's just a random dream that just came back to me.
Oh my gosh.
And then when I was older, this was like 7 years ago,
Yeah.
I had the weird white dress dream. I think I've
White
told it on my
dress
stream before.
dream.
Yeah, so I was lying in my room with my dog Milo. Like I was off that day. Everyone was going to work. I got woke up so that Milo could come in and lie next to me, and like I kind of fell asleep. I was drifting in and out of sleep, and I just remember like as I was drifting in and out of sleep, Milo stood up and started barking at the wall.
Oh no!
So I opened my eyes, and there was this white dress, like just the only way I could describe it is like pinned to the wall, but like not pinned up by anything, but it was just like flat against the wall, and Milo was barking at it, and it was terrifying, and my heart was racing. And then I opened my eyes. Like I remember, like, I blinked, kind of, and this felt so real. I can still see it in my head.
Yeah.
Like, I blinked. Like Milo stood up. I blinked. I opened my eyes, and he was curled up next to me, and I was like,
Aw.
"What the fuck?"
That's
like,
so weird.
It was
that's so
terrifying. It
weird.
was so weird, and like I actually was awake when I opened my eyes, so it was so bizarre.
It's so weird when like
Jeez.
your dream blends into your current reality like that, and you just
Yeah.
have that moment of, wait, which one is real?
Right.
Am I awake now?
Yeah, I always thought my house was a little haunted, though. There were weird vibes.
Yeah. I have a question about the 4-poster bed.
Okay.
Because I've never slept in one, and they've always sort of scared me. But do you, like, is it comforting to have that? Did you ever actually have the curtains drawn, or was it just the posts were there?
The posts were up there, and then it wasn't really like proper curtains. It was like kind of like lacy, like white,
see-through-y.
like see-through-y, like quite light material. I think it was maybe more like a midgie net or something like that, just to stop any bugs or whatever.
Okay.
But like, yeah, it was kind of comforting. It was kind of like, you know, if the light was hitting just right coming through the window, it was like kind of beautiful.
Because I always feel like if I ever slept in like the ones with the proper like thick blackout curtains, I would just be terrified.
I'd be more scared, weirdly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the being in a shower with the curtain drawn and there could be a murderer.
Yes.
You know?
And like any second a hand could just reach in or something.
Yeah.
It just, the idea of it, because Alex always says like, oh, I think it'd be really nice and cozy. And I'm just like, I need to be on high alert.
I need to be
when
able to
I'm
see my
fast asleep.
surroundings.
Yeah.
I think like maybe if it was in the corner, if it was like in a corner spot and you knew that it was only a wall behind the curtain, that I'd be like comfy with it. If I could see out to the rest, I'd be like cool.
Yeah, like you kind of see those beds that are kind of like in a nice little cubby hole that do have just a similar kind of curtain. And I'm all about that. That's good.
Yeah, if I could see like a door and a window, like the only ways into the room, then I'm like chilling.
Yeah.
So I think that would be kind of comfy.
Yeah, no, I agree. Do you dream in first person or third person?
Oh, I think most of the time it's first person, but I think I've certainly probably had like some third person experiences.
Yeah.
But it's mainly first person point of view.
Okay.
That's another one for me.
Yeah, it's another one for Bryony. Bryony's running away with this. I'm mainly
You're a
pretty
third
much
person dreamer?
exclusively third person. Yeah,
Wow.
constantly disassociating.
Does that make it less scary if you're having a nightmare though?
I don't really have nightmares, so I guess I very rarely have nightmares. The only nightmare that I really remember from recently, well, not even recently, it was a couple of years ago, probably was actually in first person, thinking about it. I was in my bed in my flat, and my door was like at the foot of the bed, and I looked over to it, and Melancholy from Twitch chat came through the door with a sheet over his head like a ghost, but the sheet was covered in melons. And I woke up screaming.
That is a nightmare.
That's a nightmare. I literally woke up screaming, like more than I've ever woken up screaming from a dream before.
I'm glad to hear you guys also have dreams about Twitch, because I've had weird dreams where I've been streaming. I've had dreams where like I've been going to do window cleaning and stuff like that. Like I've had dreams about work a lot.
Yeah, work and streaming and school for me is a big one. But have you ever had the streaming from the toilet dream?
No, what the
You
fuck?
haven't?
Yeah,
What the
we've both
fuck?
had that where
You've both had
you're
the
like on the
streaming in the
toilet,
toilet?
and then
Yeah.
you suddenly realize that you're live,
Whoops,
and you
I'm
have to
live.
just hope no one notices.
Yeah. Yep. I can't believe you've never had that. Have you never had a dream where you're streaming from somewhere you don't want to be, like a toilet or in bed? Or I've had one from bed as well.
I don't think I've ever particularly had one where I've felt like uncomfortable in my situation.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. I think it's just like me sat there and I'm like live and I'm like playing a game, but the game is probably just gibberish because I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
And like it's just weird that I've had dreams like that.
Ah.
Yeah. Do you have like any sort of if you have stress dreams, do they have like a theme? Because like Kirsty's are very often like in school, homework due or not done a project sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mine have now moved to being a lot about camera work more, or sometimes about streaming, or a lot of the time it's about...
Is camera work extra stressful for you?
No. I think like it's just... I mean, a lot of the ones I've had recently have just been that they're like about moving equipment, like equipment's in the way, or it's just stuff like that. And I'll suddenly be like, oh, I've not done this. And then I'm like, oh, I've not worked on a set in years now, so I don't have to move this equipment sort of thing. But I guess mine more often than not are about like, I'll suddenly think, oh my gosh, I've not fed the cat. And I'll wake up really stressed and I'm like, I don't have a cat. But about like animal care, that sort of thing.
I get those too. Like with rats.
But do you have like a theme for yours?
I think so. I think mine's have mostly been about being late for work or being late for things, or it'll often be like maybe I've been in an argument with someone. I've learned through therapy that I'm a people pleaser, so I think that would kind of make sense. That like my stress is being late to things and like also arguing and feeling like someone hates me. It's probably my my weird stress themes. I've had so many dreams where I've woke up and I'm like, I need to go to work right now, and it's like, wait a minute, I'm not a window cleaner anymore. And I've also had like a few, because I used to be a window cleaner. I've had some dreams where like I've fallen off the ladder, and then you get that weird thing in bed where like you feel like you're falling.
Hypnic jerk.
Hypnic jerks. Yeah, I've had that quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a few nightmares of falling off and dying, just things like that.
Just little things like that.
Yeah, it's little
death as a treat.
Yeah.
That's okay. I had a dream the other day that I got crushed by an airplane.
No.
Yeah, it happens, But it sounds like it's like a work theme, especially for you. Like,
yeah,
I get that. I often dream about Asda, animal care, like work, streaming, just all of the above, really. Any work. I feel like work has been there more than school recently in my dreams.
I think it's because you're an adult now.
No, like only like in the last few months, because school dreams are right at the forefront. Like 90% of the episode, just like, I had a dream about school. I had to do my A-level work, blah, blah, blah. But no, lately it has been mainly work related. I think, maybe it comes with being, I don't know, stressed about current work, like streaming and stuff. So it's like work, because often with me, I don't want to talk about me too much because you're the guest, but often with me,
fire away.
I more recently have been having dreams about going back to working in animal rescue, but I'm on like a 0 hours contract, and like I turn up.
I remember you hated that.
Yeah, and I turn up and there's a timetable on the wall, and they're like, okay, you're meant to be working today. You're meant to be working the rest of the week, and I'm like, okay. And then I do a day and I'm like, I remember why I left. And then I hand in my resignation. And then I'm like, nope, I need money. I need to go back. And then I apply again. I get the job. I go back. And they're like, we haven't had time to put you on the schedule. I'm like, fine. And then I do a day's work and I'm like, no, I remember why I left. And then I leave again.
Oh my God.
And then I'm like, I haven't been paid. What's the point? It's just a mess.
You saying about being a people pleaser reminded me of this Instagram reel I got suggested the other day. That was this guy just being like, "Oh, so you're a people pleaser? Name 2 people you've pleased." And I was like, "Oh
no,
oh no,
oh no."
Oh God.
I also saw one that was like, people pleasers be like, I'm in my villain era, and they literally just turned down plans to go for coffee.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Well, here's my amazing segue. I know two people you can please by telling us your dream.
Okay, right. My 2022 dream originally for this podcast, I still kind of remember a little bit, but here are my notes that I wrote down as soon as I woke up.
Okay.
All right. So, and this is going to have a weird coincidence that I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about, but I think I can maybe talk about it. I will let you know.
Okay.
My dream starts like this. I was in Japan with the Yogs, so you guys were there too. And for some reason, we went to visit Kojima Productions. Hello, everyone. If you didn't know, I'm a massive Hideo Kojima fan.
No. Really?
And, yeah, I know, right? I remember myself, Tom, Angry Tom, and Lewis hanging out with Kojima and heading to the cafeteria to get loose leaf tea for some reason. And it was like in this giant building, like a long building, not a tall building, which is not Kojima Productions, but in my dream, it was like a long building. And we headed to the cafeteria to go get some tea. And I remember sitting down at this table and chatting with Kojima and Tom and Lewis for some reason. And then, like, for some reason, I had to help Kojima shut windows and shutters and stuff, like, because they were closing up for the day. Then Tom left randomly to go to the pub, but we all stayed at Kojima Productions. And then I remember Tom came back and myself, Tom and Kojima went for a walk around Japan. And then we were heading to a bar, I think, but we had to cross, like, I don't know how to describe this. We were walking down a street, but then suddenly there was like water, like a puddle, but imagine a puddle with like grass, kind of like swampy.
Okay.
We had to like walk through that, and I stood in it, and then I thought that I ruined my shoes. But then randomly I was wearing wellies, and we walked towards the water side, like as if we were about to get near a bar. And I think somehow my brain teleported me to Bristol during this, and then I woke up, and that was the dream. That was the dream.
Oh, there you go.
It was really bizarre and weird dream. I remember like shutting little cafe stalls shutters and closing windows. It was really weird. I don't remember anything we talked about, but it was just such a bizarre fever dream.
Oh my god! Just
everyone around me and also my hero. It was such a weird dream, but it was just so weird and vivid because I felt like it actually happened.
Yeah.
The very weird coincidence is this dream was in 2022. Okay. And I woke up this morning to a message saying that I'm going to Japan to go to the Tokyo Game Show.
Yay! I
don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that, but I woke up to that message, and today's the day where I'm recording this podcast. I'm like, what a weird coincidence.
Dreams can come true.
Yeah. So weird.
So the puddle of water that was all mossy, did you actually walk through it?
Yeah.
Or did you go around it?
I think I had to go through it to like get to where we were going.
Oh.
It was like kind of a wide puddle that in reality I could have walked around, but I thought I could walk through it. And I stood in it, and I just remember, and I remember feeling it as well, because again, this was a very vivid dream. Like I felt like my foot get wet, and I looked down and I thought my shoes were ruined. Yeah, it was,
and then you
bizarre.
Manifested wellies.
Yeah, I manifested wellies under my feet, and then I remember walking along the waterside for a while, and then I just woke up almost as if we were about to get to where we were going.
So we have, because we're highly scientific professionals here, we have a book that I bought from a charity shop that tells us what dreams mean.
Ooh, I like that.
And I looked up puddle, and it says, a puddle, being a smaller amount of liquid than either a pool or a lake, can nevertheless have the same significance. When one appears in a dream, we are becoming aware of our emotions and the way we handle them. So I think the fact that you just, put wellies on shows that you were willing to face emotions and deal with them in a sensible fashion.
This is why I asked about this as well, because water often is like a sign of anxiety and stuff, like in these books that we read. Whenever we dream about big open water, it's like, oh, anxious about something, blah, blah, blah. So like a little puddle that was a bit murky, and then you're like, I've got wellies, I can just walk straight through it. That's kind of good.
if it's like flooded grass though, like, you know, kind of like marshy, flooded, swampy grass.
Ooh, I see.
So that's kind of what it was like.
Yeah, have a look for marsh or swamp.
In my head, it was a puddle, but also I knew there was like grass and kind of mud involved.
Yeah.
Oh, there is marsh. When we dream of a marsh or a swamp, it can indicate that we are feeling bogged down. We feel that we are being held back in something we want to do, and perhaps we lack either the self-confidence or emotional support that we need to move forward.
Oh my God.
There you go.
So maybe it's just that you want to go to Japan, but maybe you're a bit nervous about
Maybe.
that you have your wellies now, so you can go.
That's it.
That's true. I
You've got your willies.
I just magicked them on like I was Sailor Moon. Like they just popped onto my feet when I needed them.
Yeah, the whole transformation sequence.
Yeah, I loved it. What does it mean that you help people close windows and shutters?
I was wondering about that because I would have thought that windows would be something that would definitely be in the book because that feels very symbolic.
We've looked at windows before. Like windows often, if people are trying to get in through windows and stuff, it's like your personal space being invaded, sort of thing.
Oh.
So it could maybe like, you know, if we're getting deep into the dream interpretation, it could be like, oh, you're putting up barriers, you know, you're closing yourself off, that sort of thing, you know.
In my head, it was just helping close down for the day.
Yeah.
And all my friends were there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I
it could
found
be like, you know,
windows.
retiring into playing Metal Gear Solid and just hanging out with your friends to feel better.
That may be a thing.
There is a section on windows, but there's nothing about shutting a window, but there is something about opening a window, so we could do that and reverse it.
Okay. All right. I like that. Let's do it.
So it says, the interpretation depends on whether we are opening the window from the inside or the outside. If the former, we are dealing with our inner feelings, which we may need to escape. The latter shows our attitude to the outside opinion. So I guess the opposite of that is that you're dealing with inner feelings, but you don't need to escape them. You are happy to be shut inside with them.
You're facing them head on
Yeah.
with your wellies.
I like this dream book you've got. It makes me feel better about my weird dreams.
It's like reading a horoscope and being like, oh my God, it's me. You know, you can always find something to relate to. But then you go, yeah, actually, that's kind of relevant. And it kind of helps.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Part of me wonders if maybe it's to do with like, because I guess, I mean, I might be looking at it too deeply, but I guess when you're, you know, a streamer or a content creator such as yourself, there's a lot of things where, you know, you play a game because you enjoy it, but you don't get to have the full experience of it because you're entertaining at the same time. And I wonder if it was your way of being like, I love Hideo Kojima, but I want to keep him to myself. I want this to be an experience just for me and, you know, shut the outside world out.
Oh, God, like the Stephen King writer story?
Not in a misery way.
Okay.
I just
like,
break his
lock
legs,
in.
keep
Make
him,
games for
and
me,
then
Kojima.
him
I
marry
closed
me,
the windows and then I barred them.
Oh, my God.
But just like, maybe it's like, yeah, I just, you know, I'm just going to have a little moment for myself here and not have onlookers through the windows sort of thing. I wonder if it could be something like that.
Oh, maybe. It was very see-through windows. The only way I could describe it was like imagine like a long building with lots of segmented window, but like it's all glass. You know what I mean? So
Kind of
there's
like a
little,
school building almost.
kind of like a school building. That's like the best way, because we were also at a cafeteria. Oh my God, was this a school dream?
Were you in a
secretly?
school?
Maybe it was like secretly a school. It had a cafeteria. It had like the little like shutter bits were
'Cause
sat
that's
on
what
like
our-
cafeteria tables.
Yeah.
Like
That's what
it
my
had-
cafeteria at school was like. It was just like one of the walls was just windows essentially.
yeah, I'd either say the building was like a school or
Yeah.
like a modern museum. Like it was very like glass and weird. Strange. Maybe it was a school dream,
Maybe.
but it couldn't. But we were all adults.
Oh, that doesn't matter. You can still go back to school in your dreams.
We drank some tea though. That was nice. I remember drinking tea and having
I
a
feel
nice
like that's
conversation.
Lewis's influence, like cracking out the loose leaf tea.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I had my tea era for a while though. I used to have a little
You
glass
did.
teapot. I love
Oh
my
yeah,
tea.
I remember your little glass teapot. That's cute.
Yeah. It's my cute little teapot. I loved it. Loose leaf tea, I got really into it. Rubus. Loved it.
I always call it rude boy tea because I don't actually know how to say it.
Rude boy.
Rude boy.
I literally say to Alex, like, oh, do you want a rude boy?
I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Rubus feels right, but maybe it's wrong.
Is that the one that's spelled Rubios?
Yeah.
Yeah, rude
I just
boy.
call it
Or
Rubios.
Roibus.
Roibus.
Roibus tea.
Sounds like a disease.
Roibus tea. I've
I've
got a
come
bad
down
case
with a
of Roibus.
Roibus.
I looked up tea in the dictionary and it's a bit confusing because it says it will depend on whether the dream is about tea as a commodity or a social occasion.
Social occasion, I would say.
Yeah.
It says social occasion suggests inner communication.
Oh.
All signs point to dealing with your emotions.
Yeah.
Oh, so I was like having a come to Jesus meeting with myself.
You were going to live with God and his family.
No, not again.
God, Chima?
No. God, I was with the God, so.
There's a whole section for if you dreamt of a Japanese tea ceremony.
Oh, wow.
Oh, this was very much just cafeteria
It's just
tea.
a cup of tea.
Yeah, it's the cup of tea.
Cup of tea with
Like
Kajiba.
a nice cup of tea, but it's the cup of tea. There was no ceremony to it.
Oh, but it does say tea is a symbol of spiritual refreshment and making an offering. So maybe it was you saying, look, I'll buy you a loose leaf tea, but you got to make another game, my guy. Come on.
Is there anything in there about meeting your hero?
Oh.
Or like celebrity, maybe. It might come under that.
Could potentially come under celebrity.
Let me see. Oh, cemetery. Not quite. Okay,
Not
I'll
quite.
look under hero.
Idol might also be the word they used.
Hero or heroine. See archetypes. Okay.
Okay, that's probably like
That
if
says
you met
like
a
you are a
superhero.
superhero.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like a Heracles type.
Yeah.
Arms.
Arms.
Hero. Oh, there's like a whole section of different people here though.
Oh.
Yeah, let me grab my
Kindly
book as
mother?
well.
Was he a kindly mother?
No, it's just a Japanese man.
Okay, I'll look up idol. Oh, garlic. I don't think we've ever had it. Oh, hang on, there's icon. What is that?
Icon might be it.
Yeah,
That says
icon
it
might be good.
potential.
Oh, it's more like religious icons.
Oh, I see.
Oh, okay. Like I met the Pope or something.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got celebrity.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Our fascination and adoration of favourite celebrities stems from a desire to emulate their positive qualities or talents. As well as giving you temporary gratification and adding a hint of glamour to your life, your dream celebrity may have had another purpose. A dream of Clint Eastwood or John Wayne or other celebrated icons of manliness may, if you're a man, have been acting out your anima. Oh no!
I don't like.
Oh,
is
no.
This, check the offer of this. Is this Andrew Tate?
Oh, hang on, no.
Yeah, I don't think I have very many macho manly dreams.
What it comes down to is like sometimes I think if you have a dream of like kissing a celebrity and you wake up and you're just like, oh, you have to think, okay, it's not the actual person, it's what they represent. Like the one I've used before is like back in the day, like if you had a dream about kissing David Hasselhoff, you'd be like, oh, it's because he plays a famous lifeguard and I want to be rescued from a situation. It's that sort of thing. Whereas I think in this case, you just like the guy.
You just like him. Yeah, the book here says like you need to, understand the outstanding trait for which that celebrity is famous or important to you. And if you think they represent a quality in yourself that you'd like to foster, then then that's sort of where they pop up.
I think for me, I'm such a big fan of him, because I played a ton of Metal Gear Solid growing up. It's my favorite game series. And I remember buying the Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance edition that had like DVD extras, and I remember him in the documentary like talking about the game and like talking about playing kick the can with his son and everything, and I was just like, oh my god, like that made me want to work in the industry some way. I wanted to, like, I went to college to do programming, like maybe I was going to go into game dev, and I realized that wasn't really my shit, and then I was kind of like, maybe I'll be a creator, and that's kind of worked out for me, and you know, I was kind of like, that's why I like Kojima.
Yeah.
See, I feel
really bad because I appreciate he has this like amazing lifetime of work under his belt, and he's created all of these things and how clever he is. But literally all I think of when I think of him is that tweet that he did about
this could be any.
the one about Eggs Benedict.
I have to look
that literally just says, Egg Benedict looks like boobies when shaking the plate, lol.
I think that might be a photoshopped one.
No, I think that was real.
No, that's an official tweet.
Official tweet.
I'm retweeting that right now. I forgot
and it's
about
like,
that.
how have you managed to create so many games and all of these different things? And then he managed to, in one tweet, in my mind, reduce his lifetime achievements down to that.
I love this tweet so much. That's such a banger tweet.
So when you were describing the dream, and as soon as you said you were in a cafeteria, I was like, well, he's going to order Egg Benedict.
Oh no, it's Benedict time.
That's so funny.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Oh my god.
If you actually did get to meet him, like, what would you say? Do you reckon you would just go into like fan mode, or do you reckon you'd be able to, like, do you have set questions you'd want to ask?
I would be actual fan mode. I would be unable. I'd be fucked. I'd have to just be like, thank you so much for all of your work. Oh my god, thank you. I'd be like that.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I don't think I'd be able to be like, oh hey, so nice to meet you and all that stuff. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I don't tend to get insanely excited by stuff like that, but that I feel like that would be one.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I have found that, because I didn't think that I would get like that, but this year I've gone to a couple of like book talks by authors that I like, and I'll like queue up to get my book signed, and I'm always just like, it's fine. I'm just going to say like, yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then I get there and I'm just like, book good, me love, thanks, bye. I'm just like, why does it happen? Like, as soon as I'm face to face with them, I'm just like, no.
It's like that time that we had Falklands on the podcast. So like we were panicking all day.
Yeah.
Like we were like, oh my god, Tim Downey, oh my god, like we're gonna mess up. It's so scary. And the whole day we were just like, but we managed it. It's okay. But yeah, I can see that. Like I even like celebrities that I'm not even particularly into, I find that I just get a bit like flustered.
I can't believe you had Gail on the podcast.
I know.
Sweet Gail. He liked my tweet and I was so excited.
Oh, honestly, like I had in the build up to recording that podcast, I had like this raunchy dream with Gail and all of this stuff. And I was just like, so on the day, I was so much more nervous because I was like,
oh my
don't
God.
mention it. Don't talk about the dream.
dream.
And we recorded over Zoom. And at one point I was going to say, oh, I had a dream with, and I sort of looked at Kirsty just like, don't give it away. I'm not talking about that one.
I'm like, what is she going to say?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's the point. How do you feel about people having dreams about you? Because obviously, like, it could be friends and stuff, but there also could be people that you don't know who have you in a dream in this same way. Maybe they're having loose leaf tea with you.
Dreams.
Or raunchy dreams.
No.
I thought you were on the topic of raunchy dreams. So it's like,
Loose
wait, why
leaf
did you guys
tea,
say
if you
has
know what
anyone
I
said
mean.
that on the podcast yet? No,
I don't know.
has anyone came on the podcast and had an unhinged sexy dream?
Only me.
Every week.
Yeah.
Fair. I don't know. I find it quite flattering sometimes when someone says like, "Oh, you were in my dream." Like Daft said to me the other day, like, "Oh, Ravs, mate, you were in my dream. You were helping me. I was running away from something or something like that, and like you helped me." Like
I dreamt about
protected
you
me.
before we met.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I bet you did.
But it ended up like not prophetic, but like as in prophetic, not pathetic. But
Yeah, that often happens with dreams about me.
but like it ended up being something that not something that happened, but like when we were hanging out, it was like a similar sort of situation. Like you were sort of standing in the same place, and I was like, "Oh, this is like that dream I had before we'd even met each other." It was really weird. Yeah, it was really weird.
Do you ever tell me that dream?
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh,
remember.
maybe.
Can't remember. Not much happened really. It was just you were just sort of there.
Fair.
But yeah, there were times when I was like, "Huh, this is like that dream." So that was weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. I've dreamt about you.
But yeah, oh, that's nice. I like that. See, I don't mind featuring in people's dreams. I always find it exciting to hear what I was doing. You know,
I can't
I
think
think maybe it can give away if you were like a bastard in their dream what their opinion of you might be.
Yeah. I mean, I can't think of a dream I've had about you, but I have a lot about Xylus.
She does.
I don't know
and
why.
he's often.
What the hell?
Wait, is he naked or are you naked or both?
He's naked. And
Silas is naked.
Xylus naked.
I had a dream that Xylus, he had a cooking show that he presented naked in the bath, and it was called The Lemon Show, and he just
Looking into cooking. Oh,
he just made recipes that had lemon in, and that was the whole show.
what the fuck?
For some reason,
Are
he
you
lives
okay, Bryony?
rent-free in my head. That
I
man.
think I had a dream about Xylus having a
Is
game
it-
show in the sewers, and there was a wheel involved, like a spinning wheelboy wheel.
Oh my god.
Maybe.
Is it like a stupid sexy Flanders type of situation?
Maybe. Wait, is Xylus ripped? Is that what you're saying?
No, it just feels like he's wearing nothing at all.
Oh.
Nothing at all.
No, I mean, there was
Nothing at
definitely
all.
very nothing at all, judging by what Bridie's told us.
And I had another dream that I was just sat alone in a room, and of course, like mine, a first person, and the like right in my ear hole, I just heard "hello," and I woke up screaming. Like I woke Alex up because I was screaming because I was he made me jump so much. Just
Oh my
about that.
God.
I'm just haunted by
Silas is your
Silas.
dream phantom.
It's my sleep
haunts her.
paralysis
It's so
demon.
funny.
Oh my god, what the hell?
I just wake up and he's at the end of the bed like, hello.
That's wild. Oh my god. I don't think I don't often have a lot of dreams that like solo feature like a friend or something, you know what I mean? Like I don't have many dreams that are like, you know, I feel like my friends are always just kind of there, and if there's dialogue, there's not much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love that in your dream at some point Tom just left to go to the pub.
Yeah, I was going to say
that's quite
that was
accurate.
very on
Yeah,
brand.
it's very accurate.
He's like, you don't need me for the stream anymore, do you? I'll be away.
Yeah,
Good
he
luck.
just fucked off for another pint, and then he came back. Which was nice. That's like he came back. That was awesome.
Have you been to Japan before, or is this going to be your first time?
No, it's going to be my first
Oh,
time.
that's so exciting.
when
I know,
is
I'm
the game
excited.
show?
September.
Oh,
That's
soon.
so
Next
soon.
month.
Oh my
I
god.
know. You know what? I feel like that the parties that be are probably not going to listen. Maybe. So, I don't know. Does Katie listen to this? I don't know.
I don't think so.
No.
Okay, we're probably fine then. I'll just let it slide. It'll be all right, won't it?
Yeah, probably.
Just say this
That'll
is an
probably all right.
official announcement.
No, I think we're going to check out something there, but I also know that Death Stranding might be there, and I am there's like the chances are like probably 1%, but I think there's a small chance I could see or meet Kojima.
Oh, what about Mads?
But that's not what I'm there for. Mads probably wouldn't be. Oh my god, Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh my gosh. You know when people do that thing
yeah.
with their dog where you two of you run away and the dog's just in the middle and they're like, see which one they chase? Just imagine if you walk into a room and there's Hideo at one end and Mads at the other end. Which way is this puppy going?
Yeah, which way?
I'm going Kojima mode.
Okay.
Mads Mikkelsen, oh God, good God, that man. But I've had many dreams about Kate Blanchett and Mads Mikkelsen.
Wait, what? As in, you were one of them, or you were watching, or separately?
I was Kate Blanchett.
I was there as well. I have first-person dreams. Just, I won't go into detail of those dreams, but those are dreams that happen every now and then.
Oh my God.
Puppy dog eyes.
Oh.
Well, you have to get me a souvenir. Not from those dreams, from the game show. Thank you.
You want me to ask for it.
How long are you going to be over there for? Is it just for that, or is there going to be, you're going to have time to see other stuff?
They're going to put us there for 4 days, but they've said if you want to extend your trip, they'll just change the day of the flight and we have to pay for the extra.
Yeah, because it seems a shame to go that way and then not.
I have a dilemma because if I extend the trip, I miss seeing Aurora in London.
Oh.
How many times have you seen Aurora though?
3 times this year.
There you go. And how many times have you been to Japan?
0.
Yeah.
But it's Aurora. She's the best.
Go before?
I guess that's something I could ask.
Head out early?
That would be nice. I'll need to figure it out with the person I'm going with, but yeah, that could be a thing.
Oh, I'm so excited. I love traveling through other people. I stay home.
I'll be sure
in my
to
pajamas.
fill everyone in. When does this come out?
Saturday.
Oh, that'll be probably fine by then, right?
Make sure you ask.
I will ask. I'll check.
It's like the other day, I was talking about the Tiny Team schedule and I was like, oh, it got leaked on the Twitter earlier. And I was like, that's not a leak. That's just the official post.
That's an announcement.
I thought that too when I looked at Reddit. I was like, oh my God, there's been a leak. Can I show this on stream?
Just official leaks. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm so excited for you though.
Yeah, that would be so good.
Me too.
And I wonder what dreams you might have when you're out there.
Oh my God. Well, I don't believe in superstitious stuff, but I am a big baby. So I get easily spooked by folklore and scary stories, even though I don't particularly believe in them.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering because Japan's got a lot of crazy folk stories and stuff, and maybe I'll get in my head and have scary dreams over there.
Well, hopefully you do, and you can come back and tell us.
Yeah, if I have any weird, scary Japanese folktale dreams, I'll be sure to tell you. But if I also mysteriously die in Japan, it was because of a scary dream.
Oh,
Fair.
no.
Yeah.
You never escaped from the dream.
Oh, God.
You've got to stay in one of those.
Have you guys ever lucid dreamed? Oh, I don't want to do that. No, I don't like that.
I've not properly lucid dreamed, no.
I tried once.
Oh, were you successful?
No, I found it so hard. The first part was you have to lie there and resist every part of your body, trying to send signals to see if you're awake. You have an itchy knee, you want to scratch your nose or whatever, just little things. I ignored everything my body was saying.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt myself drifting off. And I was starting to feel like maybe I had a bit of control over my dreams or imagination. But it wasn't really that successful. I think I eventually just gave in and woke myself up.
Do you know, yesterday I watched a video about a guy who taught himself to lucid dream, and his tell was if he was in a dream, he would hold his nose, and if he carried on breathing through his nose, then he knew he was asleep. And he managed to do it. I mean, the video, it was very clickbaity. It was I spent 28 days lucid dreaming and my life will never be the same again. It was that sort of video. But it was sort of fascinating. But I also watched a lot of videos about whether dogs and other animals dream, which was really interesting because it had a thing where they would get rats to do a little circuit, and at the end of the circuit they would get food. And during that time, they monitored their brain activity. And then when they went to sleep, they monitored their brain activity and it was the same patterns to the point where they could tell where they were in the circuit in their dreams.
Oh, wow.
It's so strange. So
That's
yeah,
so cool.
Milo was probably lying next to you that day having his own little dreams.
Oh my God, I hope that they were nice and non-scary ones.
Yeah. Just
Relax.
about treats and walkies.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't understand anyone who says that animals like can't dream, like, or aren't, present,
yeah, I seen Milo do little woofs and shake his little paws like he's running.
Exactly. Tabs does the same thing. Like he'll just have a little moment where he's, moving his paws around or twitching a lot, and it's like he's dreaming. He's dreaming about something. He's got a bunch of dreamies in there.
Fifi always digs in her dreams. You just see her. Like sometimes she actually sticks her paws out in front and does proper digging, and sometimes she's just, because she's got her hands tucked under her, she just wobbles from side to side.
Oh,
but yeah.
what a baby.
Well, thank you so much for joining us and having a lovely chat about your dreams.
Yeah,
No
thank
problem.
you.
Thank you for having me.
I hope we
It was
helped a
very
little
fun.
bit. It sounded like a very
Certainly.
positive dream, really.
Yeah.
It did. It's quite a nice one, actually.
Yeah.
It'd been so long since I opened that I thought I was going to open it and it was going to be a dream about dragons, and it wasn't. It was a weird lucid one. But yeah, it was very fun. Thank you for having me.
Where can people find you?
I stream on Twitch at Ravs_, and I also have a podcast called 0 Degrees that we're going to have you guys on at some point as well.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, a little.
I think we've
Pod
both got
collab.
degrees, so you'll have to change the name when we come on.
Yeah.
We've had filthy degree havers on before, but I suppose we can have a few more.
2
If
degrees.
it makes it any better, mine is in such a useless subject
Same.
that it doesn't really count.
Fair.
Honestly, yeah.
Well, I look forward to having you guys on.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for a lovely chat. And until next time, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye. Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams.